Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm your host Tony Coleman, and today I'm going to give you a rundown on my passive income for the month of September of 2023. For those of you just checking in for the first time, I basically just start at the lowest earner, work my way up to the highest earner. I usually give a brief description of what the source of income is, and I may even chime in on why it's low, why it's high, maybe even why I've dropped using some of the different options, or if I've got anything in the back burner that I'm testing or working on. The income does fluctuate quite a bit. I do exclude my stock portfolio because I do have dividends that come in, but it's way too much of a pain in the butt to cover dividends and stocks and all that in a single video alone, let alone with other sources of income. And it's very subjective and reflective on how much you've got invested anyway. So if you don't have a whole lot of money, it's not going to make much sense for me to be breaking down dividends because there's a lot to them. So also, I tend to exclude a lot of my swag bucks and sometimes my points and inbox dollars earnings, mainly because I've got a wide variety of both passive and non-passive sources of income in those. And when you're talking about several 1-cent transactions at a time, or maybe 5 cents here and there, it becomes too much work to sort it all out, tally it up, just to report it in here, when most people can figure out how do you run those. So I do pretty good with swag bucks. Usually, most of mine is from Gambit on a normal basis, or maybe a few referrals here and there. Swag bucks has really cut back on a lot of the stuff that they give you referral earnings from. So there's not a lot of headroom there anymore, but they're still a good site. I may mention them, but a few terms that you might want to know is like GPT. You'll hear me reference. It means get paid to. There are websites that are called GPT websites, and all they are basically sites that you go to. You can do surveys, you can download apps, you can play games, you can watch videos, several different things. It could be a subscription service. You can get referral income off of them. Just a bunch of things. So when you hear the term GPT, it just means it's another website that has various ways to earn money on them. So starting out, my lowest earner was Bing, from Bing Rewards. I only earned $5, or I should say I earned $5 and cashed it out in September. A lot of my accounts have been either restricted or have been banned now. They do that in cycles. If you're using your Bing accounts in any kind of automated fashion, there is patterns to that. Even if you've got a randomized factor involved, they can still figure it out pretty easy. You'll hear people say, "Oh, I've ran mine for months, no problems." Yeah, I've ran for years, and then suddenly they're banned. There's no rhyme or reason sometimes. Sometimes it's just how their background services detect things. It's weird, but so I don't have a whole lot coming in with Bing right now, as my accounts are temporarily suspended for that. I haven't checked all of them, but pretty much most of them are. So I'm going to give that some time off for a while. But normally with Bing Rewards, for those who haven't done it, you get points for doing searches on Bing. They do have a few other options for earning through some of their apps. Like they do have receipts that you can upload. Some videos have been able to be watched in the past. They have streaks from hitting quizzes and some other check-ins and stuff. But basically there's a whole slew of different ways you can earn points, and then you can cash those points in for gift cards. Moving on from Bing, next one was Freeward. Freeward is a GPT website. I like Freeward quite a bit. It's kind of one of my middle ground GPT sites where not everything they have is the highest, but not everything they have is the lowest either. They're kind of in the middle. So if you ever just want to consolidate everything, they're a pretty good option for it. I also like having variety sometimes. a little bit of change up. And then since I do get some referrals, sometimes I'll run some of their different offers just to kind of get a quicker cash out. But for September, I cashed out $6.85. I've started running the Wall video watch option. So some of it was referral, some of it was from the video watching. Haven't really done any of the other offers lately, so that's pretty much where most of that income would have came from. So then moving on from them, it probably would be Telefia. Telefia is a mobile app that is basically just a monitoring program. It tracks like the performance of your phone, the service that's on the phone, your data connection, signal, stuff like that. And then they give you a cut of the profits from selling that data or sharing that research with their partners. You can have, technically it's one account per person. You can earn up to $5 a month because you get $1 per week plus an additional $1 for every 28 days. So you can technically get up to $5 in 1 month. And I have found that with the app, usually you gotta check on it every couple of days, kind of leave it open. It does like to crash or close out. I haven't gotten a lot of experience messing with their newest updated app. It does change some stuff up. The newest app did take away the option to auto upload your data, so not sure I like that, but hopefully it runs a little bit better. I've not seen it actually perform better on my side, but got my fingers crossed on that, because I would really like to not have to keep reopening the app every couple of days just to keep it running. So I ended up cashing in $7 worth. I do have more than one account. That is a breach of their terms of service, so I don't normally encourage that, but I've got the accounts. I had the accounts from way back before they had the rule against it, so I had several devices running it, and it is what it is. But moving on from Telefia, the next one would be EarnApp. EarnApp is a bandwidth sharing application. My earnings are actually from what they call a piggy box. It was a device that was offered by EarnApp. It does the exact same thing the application does, only it's a Raspberry Pi device that they've built that you just basically plug into your network and it's good to go. So you don't have to run an expensive PC or anything like that to keep it going. It's a low energy device, and like I said, it does virtually the same thing. They guarantee you like $10 a month. I don't normally get an exact $10 a month. Usually I get slightly less than $10 in a month, but they break up their payments so that it kind of comes out to 10. What I have found is I think they're just breaking it down per week anyway, and then they cash you out as soon as you hit a certain threshold, which is usually like $2 or more. So my payments are usually between $2 and $3 when they pay me out. In September, I only got like 3 payments, and it amassed to $8.26. So as you can see, their guaranteed $10 isn't guaranteed calendar month, but basically it's based on your days. If your device gets disconnected, then those days don't count. So that's another factor. And they're kind of harsh on it counting too. Like they'll knock off the entire day if it drops or something sometimes. So they do send you an email when it's noticed that it's dropped off. So that's a positive thing, but they don't have the piggy boxes as an option right now. They ran out of them, and from what I'm gathering, they're not too anxious to get more built. Not sure why, but they're not. I do have EarnApp on a laptop alongside of it, just in case. But when it comes to having EarnApp and a piggy box on the same IP address, the piggy box is supposed to take priority, and you're only supposed to earn off of one or the other at the same time. So I only run it on a mobile data connection because the IP address changes often. These applications that share your bandwidth, it's not sharing anything. You're just giving someone access to your IP address as a proxy server. Um, it I should say I recommend, if you're going to run it, try to run it on something like a data connection on your mobile, because um, with the IPs changing often, these bandwidth sharing apps do kill what's called an IP quality score. And when it kills that score, a lot of your other earning options go down the toilet. Sometimes you can't even log into basic websites that have nothing to do with making money, such as one time it happened to me, I couldn't even log into State Farm for insurance. So it's definitely something you want to keep an eye on. Other countries don't seem to have as many problems as the United States does with that sort of thing. As far as the legalities, I had issues with cease and desist letters. So when I ran like Honeygain and PacketStream and some of the others, so I try not to risk it a whole lot, and definitely don't put it on my home internet. So keep in mind those risks. But with EarnApp, I only pulled 826, which was disappointing because it should be closer to 10, and it is what it is. That would bring me over to Savvy Connect. Survey Savvy is the company, but they do have surveys. That's not passive in my opinion, but they do have an application called Savvy Connect. It's a VPN that basically tracks your surfing, web surfing stuff. And so if you put it on a phone, they'll give you $5 a month. If you put it on a tablet, they'll give you $5 a month. If you put it on a web browser on your PC, they'll give you $5 a month. But you can only put it on one device each for it to tally. And you can, in theory, make $15 a month passively just letting that sit on those devices. I'm currently without a tablet at the moment because my last one had battery bloat and died. So I only made $10 again. I still need to find a cheap tablet, but everybody seems to want a lot of money in comparison to what it would earn for old tablets. So I made $10 off of it. Not a whole lot to say about the application. It runs pretty solid. The Savvy Connect doesn't generate any referral income. It's just the surveys. And Savvy Connect, last I checked, was only available in the United States. However, the surveys were worldwide. They do mail out a physical check, so anybody trying to exploit them, keep in mind that you would have to basically have multiple bank accounts under different names in order to be able to cash the check. So not a great thing to exploit. Moving on from Survey Savvy, I would say the next one is my Amazon Shopper panel. This one is a passive slash semi-passive application because Amazon Shopper panel, it has a receipt upload option, which is where the most money comes from. You upload 10 receipts, you get $10 in credit. Pretty simple. It's really quick, and they're not overly picky on their receipts, so it's real easy to do. Why I call it semi-passive, because you can do it while you're eating your meal or using the restroom or pretty much watching TV or anything else. Pretty simple. It doesn't require a lot of focus, and it's quick. Anything over 10 receipts doesn't really get you anything. But they also have an option for surveys, which again doesn't sound passive, but they're usually 1 to 4 questions, and they're usually worth anywhere from 25 cents to $1. So definitely well worth your time to do. And again, they're easy. They're usually like, hey, have you heard of these 4 products? And then the next question's like, have you seen an ad for this one product, within the last 30 days? Would you be likely to purchase this product within that time frame? Like it's like four questions in relation to like one of the things they saw. Pretty simple. And then the third option they have on there is basically they have a DNS that you set. They call it a VPN, but it's again them just trying to track the ads that they deliver, and it's an extra $2 a month just for having that set. You can put it on any device that's connected to your network and just let it register as doing it, and they'll give you $2 a month credit off of that. So it's easy to pull $12 a month with 10 receipts and that, plus whatever random surveys they may throw in there. I pulled $14, which I earned throughout August, got paid out the first week of September. They always pay out the first week of each month. Pretty simple. It's auto redeemed. You can choose to either have it credit to your account, or you could even donate the money. So after Amazon Chopper Panel, Chequity, it's another GPT website. These guys are pretty good. They pay out pretty fast. I pulled $27.52 through them. They have a lot of different ways to earn, just like I mentioned at the beginning of the video for GPT sites. I earn through a auto earn feature that they have, where you can basically advertise in Discord. You just leave your computer on and your Discord up, and as long as it's registering you as online and you have that as your status, they will give you points every hour. I have a leveled up account where I get 3 points per hour, so I earn quicker than someone just starting out, but it's pretty simple to do. It's about as passive as you can get, and so that usually earns me, you know, somewhere around $1 every month. And then on top of that, I've also been using some of the the MM watch feature, some of the videos through it as well. And then I get a little bit of referral income on there. Not a lot, but I do get a little bit. So with Chequity, I ended up pulling $27.52 in September, which brings me over to, I'd say GG2U is next. It's another GPT website. I did a lot of MM Watch through them. They paid a little higher, so I went with them. I like GG2U. They cash out fast, and it's a pretty slim down site. It's not overwhelming on anything that they've got offered there, so it's pretty easy to navigate. I pulled $60.62 just running mostly MM Watch and referrals through them throughout September. Nothing fantastic to describe. I didn't do any of the other offer walls. Every once in a while I might throw some Loot TV or Hideout TV points that way to round something out, but I don't think I really did much with Hideout throughout September. I did cash out my Hideout TV points, but I didn't do that until the first week of October, so they won't show up in this report. After GG2U, I would say that's probably the mass majority of what I earned. My Sim Cash, I also didn't cash out until October. Otherwise, it would have been next. So I will hold off on it until October's report, because technically that's when it got cashed out. And I stopped running the Coin app because of them banning my account, even though their terms of service doesn't have anything in it for what they banned me for. And so I'm still debating on making a video talking about what happened there, because I find it kind of funny with how they responded. But Cash Magnet is not on my list either this month, because they for whatever reason they had technical problems and didn't pay anybody in September. So my September earnings will be included with the October earnings whenever I do the October report. So due to SimCash and Cash Magnet not being on my list, due to either me dragging my feet or someone else dragging their feet to fix things, my earnings are a little bit lower than normal. So total, I believe I pulled $139.25. I may have missed something in there, but that's pretty much the mass majority of it. Like I said, I don't cash out my points very often. I don't cash out inbox dollars very often. I really don't focus on them, because if I'm going to use Protege, I usually go swag bucks first, since I've already got a lot going on there. Receipt Hog hasn't had anything recently. McMoney is a super slow earner, so I haven't been able to cash out anything on it yet. And LootUp.me will be on October's report, as I described, because of Hideout TV points. wasn't cashed out until then. So that's basically all I got right now. If you have any other apps that you think I should be doing passively, I would love to hear about them. There are some other passive ones I don't run because I don't think they earn well enough or consistently enough or aren't truly passive. I also don't automate things for these videos because I don't want to encourage people to run automations and to basically kill a good thing for everybody else. But if you do have any other passive apps, like I said, I definitely want to hear about them. Drop them in the comment section down below. If there's anything you think I missed or any tips that you think I should highlight, I'm always open ears for that. But if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell button so that you get notifications for more content like this, and definitely share my videos because that's how the algorithm for YouTube sends it out to other people. So, till next time, that's all I got for you. Have a good one.